Can you briefly introduce yourself and talk about your background?
I will introduce myself. My name is Lautaro. My background is an interesting one. So I was born in Argentina and moved to Europe at the age of 4. Lived in Spain for a while, also in Berlin, and now here in Switzerland for the past almost 7 years. I finished my last year of high school here and completed the bachelor's program at the BSB. And now I've been working in pharmaceuticals for 2 years roughly. First for biopharmaceuticals and marketing, and now for MSD marketing for vaccines. Yes.
Okay. How did you come to choose BSB for your undergraduate studies?
I came to choose BSB for my undergraduate studies because this offered a different method of teaching that I thought was more suited to who I am as a person and my needs. I oftentimes in high school needed like additional support with certain things, and I figured that in a university with 200 people in a lecture hall that wasn't going to be the case. Also for me, practical learning was something very important, and here we had a lot of that through field trips that we did, excursions, certain case studies, and I knew that if I went to one of these big unis, I wasn't going to get that. And perhaps the third reason was that I wanted to stay in Basel and study in English, and there wasn't another option to do that. Yes.
Okay. What do you like about Basel?
What I like about Basel? Well, first of all, we have a very good location because we're close to France and Germany. When I went to go and visit my friends in Berlin, it's only an hour by plane. I like the fact that it has the Rhine, which gives it a very interesting vibe. It's very international. I would describe it perhaps as a little big city. And also for the world of pharmaceuticals, there's a lot of companies here, so it's you know, there's a lot of jobs going around, and also you have kind of, it's quiet, but you also have everything you need if you want to have fun. You have restaurants, bars, cafes, you have places to go out, and there's also a lot of stuff that you can do with nature. So yeah, I like it here for sure.
Nice. How would you describe the culture and the environment at the Basel School of Business?
The culture and the environment at the Basel School of Business is a very, I would say, perhaps even like familiar one, or you could say family-oriented, because everyone is very approachable. You don't really feel like there's any gap or distance when you go and talk to the professors or the deans. It sometimes feels like you're talking to like a friend or a colleague, right? So that's what I like a lot. People are very helpful if you need something from them, and so yeah, that's for me what perhaps stands out the most about the culture at BSB. Okay. And that we have fun. That's, I think, another important thing about being here. Like cool field trips that we did, or activities. We did like stuff for Halloween or a fondue night, or yeah, different social activities to kind of bring people together. Yeah.
Okay. Are there any professors or courses at BSB that really left a lasting impact on you?
Well, one course top of mind, perhaps psychology. I thought it was very interesting, the kind of practical learning that we had, where you really did get put into the scenario where you're a psychologist and you have to make a diagnosis and not just like learning off a book. That one I thought was very interesting. Also, like the marketing class, that was a very interesting one, especially because, like, top of mind, two things we did. One of them going to McDonald's in Germany, Switzerland, and France all in one night, and looking at the different kind of product placements and how they operate the franchise in different countries. And then when we went to the Migros Park and we looked at the brand of family and the family brand, if I remember correctly, it's been a while. That was also a very interesting exercise. And a third class was economics as well, that I enjoyed. The professor, he really made sure that we had different types of assignments, so presentations, exams, group work, and also we did an excursion to the European Central Bank in Frankfurt, and that was a great learning way to take from that lecture. Yeah.
Okay. How did the school support your growth and development?
Well, when I came to the school, I was still, a teenager, fresh out of high school, and the school contributed to kind of turning me into an adult. And when I joined the corporate world 2 months after finishing, or 1.5 months after finishing my last lecture here, I did feel like I was already preparing, knowing how to behave around business people, whereas when I joined here, I didn't. Also, how to speak as well. I practiced a lot of that here. So I feel like BSB helped me make a smooth transition between, kind of being that high school student to going into the workforce and being in a professional working environment.
Can you think of some examples of how we did that?
Well, one of them was when we went to Munich, to the Munich fabric fashion show, and we had to go and talk to vendors, introduce ourselves, tell them what we were interested on. That, I think, was a good one, to speak to people and kind of give yourself introduce yourself in a business kind of environment. That one was definitely a good one. The other one was all the tours of all the different industries we did. That was great because you kind of get at least some high level understanding of how different businesses in different environments operate. That was another good one for sure.
Okay. Can you share some of your favorite memorable experiences at BSB?
Of course, that's a very good question. Memorable experiences. I think top of mind, perhaps Greece trip and Italy trip, because we just had a lot of fun with the different excursions we did. Also with the people, we laughed a lot, and we also built a good bond with each other. I have contact today with people that I already graduated with 2 years ago, and we're still in touch. So yeah, memorable experience top of mind. I would have to think about one. But the trips in general, they definitely left a mark, for sure.
So since you mentioned that, what skills or lessons from undergrad did you apply or do you apply day to day?
Day to day, I would say brainstorming for sure. We did a lot of brainstorming in, for example, marketing or other classes, and in business it's also the same. You brainstorm, you develop a strategy. Also, what we learned about SWOT analysis that I learned here, that translated perfectly into the world of business because we're doing SWOT analysis all the times, and also TOES analysis. Those were two definitely transferable skills that I use in my day-to-day at work. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. When you were here, how did you balance your academic responsibilities with any extracurricular activities or personal interests or jobs outside of school time?
Well, balancing extracurricular activities and job outside of school with school, I must say, wasn't that challenging because the school was very flexible with students doing that. So I worked for 2 years of the bachelor's program at Subway, like 25 hours a week. And here we were always, before the semester started, we